All right, everybody. It is Monday, and Landon Aydlett from the National Weather Service joining me right now. Joining me, not exactly in the same time zone. Landon, you are in the Lone Star State, man. Shout out to everybody in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and everything. You are actually en route to go hang out with some of your colleagues, right?
That's correct. I'm in Dallas, Fort Worth area at the airport now, on transit from Narita Airport after leaving Guam yesterday, on the way to Madison, Wisconsin, where I'll be meeting my fellow colleagues, the Weather Service, the Warning Coordination Meteorologists of the United States Weather Service. So this will be a big mosh pit of all of my colleagues over here for the next several days. So I'm looking forward to the collaboration, the discussions, and meeting fellow Warning Coordination Meteorologists from the Weather Service.
Scientists get together, and that's a party, man. Okay, so
I just hope we have some weather.
Well, actually, you've got a lot to talk about because the past few days, and I know you were en route, for the last, God, Narita to Dallas. That's a long flight, but especially this morning, you probably didn't experience it, but I'm sure because you've got all your charts and graphs, and your team is back in T's and doing a fantastic job. It's been really, really rainy the past week or so. What's up with that?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's definitely correct. We've been in a wetter pattern the last several days across Guam and the Marianas, especially areas south of Guam and southwest towards Palau and Yap state of Micronesia. That is indicative of the season. We are transitioning from the dry season to the wetter season, and that is fully enforced this morning across Guam. I know when I got off the plane and logged into Wi-Fi just a little while ago, the WhatsApp chats were going livid because of all the weather. We had over a half-inch of rainfall in about 20 minutes at the weather office at the Guam airport. So that's just an indicator of the intense heavy rainfall. They can come in a short period of time. So when those showers pass overhead, that can cause a lot of standing of water on the roadway. So do drive carefully, do slow down when you have those moderate to heavy showers, because they will pass, but they could linger for a little while and cause some flooding and ponding of the roadways.
Interesting thing you brought that up, because what we've seen over the past 7 days is, like you said, I mean, sometimes you can kind of see it coming. You see the overcast clouds start to move, from east to west on Guam as they're prone to do. Yesterday, I was walking. I never even saw it coming. 20 seconds and everything like that. It felt like Noah's Ark was about to happen. I was about to get two of every animal and start building a boat, because I was like, wow, where did that come from? And then, 5 minutes later, it was gone.
Yeah, that's correct. And when you have the upper level support in place, the upper level disturbances, they don't create the thunderstorms, but they help support thunderstorm growth. And so when you have a little low level disturbance, like a surface trough or a trade wind surge, that can generate the impetus for showers and thunderstorms. And then the upper level support on top of that can really help things blossom overhead. And that's shown in the heavy showers and thunderstorms. So watch out for that. That's going to be the theme for at least the next several days. We do have isolated thunderstorms in the forecast through Wednesday night. So that potential is going to be there at least the next several days.
Very cool. Okay, so now I want to ask you a little bit. We got about 5 more minutes left. When you're out there representing Guam, and we are in very, very capable hands, but when your voice speaks for us about the weather conditions out here, how weather prepared Guamanians are and everything like that, and you talk to your colleagues from, is this a national conference or international?
Oh, this is a national conference. So this is just the National Weather Service. So we'll be meeting with the folks from headquarters in Washington, D.C., as well as my colleagues from the Honolulu Weather Forecast Office, American Samoa, and every weather field office across the United States. So that's going to be 122 of us, warning coordination meteorologists, plus other support staff from headquarters and regional headquarters.
Now your voice, I would dare say, is probably unique, given that what we have and everything like that. So so what do you tend to talk about, or what how do you actually bring our story before all the other scientists, and what can you teach them?
That's one thing I'm proud of. Like most Guamanians, we take pride in our islands, our culture, and being where we are in the Pacific, because our neighbors are international in nature. This will be my first time at this conference, so I'm excited about the opportunity to represent Guam. But one thing that I really want to do is make people aware of the Guam office, but also our mission, that we're not just focused on counties, cities, and states. We're focused on territories, State Department interests, Department of Defense. We're working with 3 compact nations, independent nations that we have to work out for. So we have a very unique, different challenge in our mission, getting our job done to protect life and property. So this is an exciting time. I'll be speaking closely with social equity, inclusion, reaching those underserved populations, because many of our people are what we would consider in the National Weather Service as underserved. We're not just a typical majority population. We have such a great diversity, and that's something that we can take pride in and also brag about. But also, how do we get our mission accomplished? Again, to protect life and property, to reach everybody all the way to the last mile. And so that's one thing that my office in Guam, we really have to work hard to have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, and a D and a E, because communications always have problems, especially in our region where we're separated by so much distance and space and water.
And I think it's actually communications and what you and your staff, you guys do a bang up job at actually, inviting people, and you say, hey, send us a DM, message us on any platform and everything. If you have any question about the weather, especially when things get really, really rough, and you say, we will get back to you. And everybody always says, 10 minutes later, I got a message from them. It would be a much different situation if you were representing a population of, like, let's say 3.5 million. I mean, it just doesn't scale, and that kind of thing doesn't happen. So the fact that you guys actually have a one-to-one connection with the local community out here is outstanding.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we really want to do. You call many government agencies and the phone rings off the hook, you never get a response. And if you get a response, it's vague, it's not to the point. It doesn't even answer your question. That's one thing I like to do different, because we take pride in our work. And again, we are for the people, we work for the people, we're public servants, and we're here to communicate our knowledge of weather safety and preparedness to people who do not know weather and how to take the proper actions in a certain situation. So if people don't understand what we're communicating, we're not doing our jobs fully. And so it goes beyond putting out a text forecast on our webpage. We have to communicate that so that people can understand it, especially in our region where many are English as a second language or a third language or not at all. How do you convey that life-saving information to people so that they can take the proper actions?
Well, we are all the wiser because of you, my friend. And you know what? I can kind of hear the overhead thing there. So I think you may be boarding has begun for your flight to Madison, Wisconsin. Kind of cold up there, even in the summer times. But Landon,
I'm hoping so.
Yeah, Landon from the National Weather Service joining us deep in the heart of Texas.
Yeah, watch out and enjoy the weather out there. I hate to miss the showers and thunderstorms. That's the weather I live for. But again, play it safe. When thunder roars, get indoors. Don't be under tents, canopies, and tarps. Don't take shelter under a tree. But when you hear the thunder, take shelter inside a safe, sturdy structure or a car with your windows rolled up. The isolated thunderstorms will be in the forecast through Wednesday night, and then it clears up a little bit on the seas. Not so bad out there with the seas and surf. So enjoy the week ahead.
All right, sounds good, man. Hey, we wish you safe travels. Have a fantastic time at the conference, and hey, don't forget your boarding pass.
Absolutely not. It's in my bag somewhere.
There you go.
I don't know where my bag is.
ever prepared. Landon Aydlett from the National Weather Service, man. Have a good flight. Have a good flight, man. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. I'll see you soon.
All right.